Yo, people, we are back again. We're back. This is the first Trafford talk in I don't know how long. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. But look, better late than never. Um, I know, you know, we all know. If you don't know, get to know people. If you don't know, the title, anyways, is spoiling it for me. It's spoiling it for you all. As you can see, our, I guess, player, a player of the month so far, I guess. Player of the last two games, Patrick Dorgu, is set to be out for the next 10 weeks. So I just, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy time to be alive. Crazy, crazy situation because he was just finding his feet, just getting in his groove, getting in that moment where things were starting to pick up, things were starting to go well for him. And then all of a sudden, to pick up an injury like that, it's sad to see. It's an absolute shame. The injury is one thing. Injuries happen in the game at all times, but to be injured for that long, 10 weeks, so that's almost 2.5 months. If you're gonna put that, if you're gonna look at that in a different way, so basically he's only gonna be back for late April, which is an absolute joke, an absolute. First of all, our medical team is not the best at all. We don't have the best medical team in the league, so that injury could potentially even it could even long it could even drag on probably till the end of the season. I would not be surprised if he does drag on to the end of the season. Because the funny thing is that like with injuries in general, with these kind of injuries that are on for long, we don't tend to think about the impact it causes a player. Yes, on the papers, on the news, they say 2.5 months, 10 weeks, but realistically, it's going to take more than 10 weeks to get Dorgu back at the levels that we expect him to be at the levels that he left us in. So the levels that he's been at in this recent weeks probably only comes back next season. To be honest with you, because once he's back from injury within in by late April time, he still needs to get a run of games slowly. He still needs to like just get bled through just slowly back into the team, ease his way back into the team slowly. So he's not gonna be getting as much minutes as he probably deserves to be. So that's just gonna that's just gonna what's the word? That's just gonna make it longer for him, I guess, to get back to full pace. And then before you know it, the season's over. So yeah, it's a bummer. It is a bummer. As sad as it sounds, to be honest, it's fair to say that he's almost gone for the season. He's almost gone for it, and it's such a pity because he was someone who was getting so much slack, so much slander all season long. People saying he's not good enough, he's the worst left back in the league, this and that, waste of money, is not technical, he doesn't offer anything. So for him to be able to just stand on business and start making people eat their words, it's such a pity that this had to happen just out of nowhere all of a sudden. you know um and we've seen this story a lot of times happen to players who show promise, who show that potential that they can get to a certain level, and then before you know it, they're struck with an injury. So but look, we wish him all the best. We wish him all the best. Hopefully he comes back stronger, hopefully he comes back better. Now the main question is, with Dorgu out, what now? What do we do? Who do we who do we bring on? Who do we look to use to replace him? Do we how much of the team do we adjust with him now being out? Um, because on that left hand side, he honestly, people, you were hearing the names. You were Ballon Dorgu, Gareth Bale. You were hearing the comparisons. He made that left side. He's basically, you know, we paid big money for Matias Cunha, and yet Cunha was holding bench. Cunha was holding bench. Cunha had an assist in the derby. He got a goal in this game, and he probably was still going to be on the bench had Dorgu not been injured. So Dorgu basically was making that position. You know, the end product was there. The defensive work was there, helping Luke Shaw going forward, being technical, being physical. He gave everything on that left side. hand side on that width. He gave us witty. He gave us everything that you could ask for from a wide player. And then he added GA to it, added an end product to it. So he done everything we needed from a wide player in that position to do. And also, like people don't talk about that enough, but him being there also allowed Luke Shaw to be able to be more expressive, to be able to go forward, to be able to be a bit more defensive secure because Luke Shaw's legs are gone. Let's keep it a buck. Luke Shaw's legs are gone. In big 2026, you should not have Luke Shaw starting for Man United. Luke Shaw's legs are gone. But when you have someone like Dorgu in front of him who's always willing to go back and just help him and double up on every winger that is up against Luke Shaw, it makes Luke Shaw's life easier. It allows Luke Shaw basically to either just drop back in almost like a left center back and not have to directly deal with whoever the wide player is, whether it's Cherokee or Foden or Saka or Madueke, because Dorgu's there to help. Dorgu's there to do the dirty work. So all Luke Shaw basically needs to do is just basically sweep off. Maybe if Dorgu does not win the first ball, then Luke Shaw can just go for that second ball. So Dorgu being there made Luke Shaw's life so much easier. And now with him being out, this is where Luke Shaw could potentially get exposed. That's my biggest worry now with Dorgu being out. That Luke Shaw now might be getting exposed now. Now we might start seeing the cracks again now. Luke Shaw getting exposed. So I don't know, unless Carrick has got something up his sleeves, because to be honest, I don't know what we're gonna do. For me, in my honest opinion, I feel like there's what 4 days left before deadline day. We've not heard anything at all about the signing. We've not heard anything at all about any potential players joining, any potential players, in the conversations, any potential players that we're looking at. So it's very scary, But now with Dorgu being announced to be out for 10 weeks, I think it's only fair to say that we probably need to be looking at left backs. And with the way Dorgu was in form, we had to be looking at left backs because I feel like myself and a lot of people are in sync in the sense that with how well Dorgu has been playing in that left midfielder position, I don't want to see him go back as a left back. Unless we have no options, I don't want to be seeing Dorgu going back as a left back when he can do what he was doing up front. He was doing in that left wing position, that left midfielder position. I don't want to be seeing him getting dragged back as a left back. So he can play as a left back. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to see that. If he can give me what he gave to me in those 2 games up in the left midfielder position. So I think we have to invest in another left back. We have to look at another left back. Question is who? I don't know, to be honest. But we have to look at someone. We have to find someone, just an understudy to Luke Shaw, someone who can just be there to be able to just compete, to just give Luke Shaw some sort of competition. Because if Luke Shaw goes ahead and gets injured, which is likely to happen, Luke Shaw's injury record is not the greatest. We know Luke Shaw is prone to injuries. So if he gets injured anytime soon, what do we do then? It's either we force Dalot as a left back or Mazraoui as a left back, which I hate that. I hate that inverted fullback bullshit. I hate that. Dalot is not even good enough as a right back, let alone having him as a left back. Yes, Mazraoui can do a job, but then when you have Mazraoui as a left back, basically all he just does is just what you call it. It's just what a stand job. He's not expressing himself. He's not able to play as well as he can as a right back. All he does is just a stopgap. So I don't want that. If you play Martinez there, maybe, but still, you play Martinez there. Martinez, you're better off having Martinez as a center back. Martinez is better off as a center back, where he's able to drive out right from the center, right through the midfield. He's able to pass it long. He's able to pass it short. He's able to intercept. He's able to, go for the challenges. I don't want Martinez out wide, on the byline, tracking down Bukayo Saka or tracking down, I don't know, whoever, Pedro Neto. I don't want that from Martinez. He's not the quickest, first of all. Yes, he's physical. Yes, he's good at reading the game, but I don't want that from Martinez. So in terms of left back, we need someone. I know we've got Malacia, but to be honest with you, Malacia doesn't play. It doesn't seem like there's any trust in Malacia. So that's why I'm not even thinking about Malacia, because there doesn't seem to be any trust in him, both from the club and from management. So I'm not gonna try say he's an option when realistically he's not an option. So we have to get another left back. We have to get another left back, and then you can basically have as Dorgu and Cunha fighting for that left hand spot, that left wing spot, left midfielder spot. And then Dorgu could still fight with Luke Shaw for the left back spot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it can't happen anymore. But the way he's been, with how well he's been playing in the left midfielder spot, I don't want to see any changes. So I'm gonna just pull up a little screen set here of, obviously this is how we've been looking the last two games. This is how we've been looking the last two games. But now, with Dorgu being out, I'm just gonna get rid of him right here. With Dorgu being out now the big question is, what do we do now here? Who comes on to replace him? We have Cunha. Cunha possibly seems to be the favorite to go on this left spot position. Mason Mount is there. I wouldn't put Mason Mount there because I feel like Mason Mount doesn't offer me enough, doesn't offer us as a team enough on that position. So I wouldn't go for a Mason Mount. You could, I know this sounds mad, you could probably push Bruno on here as well, which I'm not a fan of, but it is an option. Mbeumo as well you could push him on this side. Not a fan of, because we've got Sesko's there as we've got at 9. I think Xerxes might be injured, might not be. I'm not too sure, but you've got Sesko and Xerxes, so you've got options up front if we were to remove Mbeumo. But I think realistically, we're just gonna, just for argument's sake, we're just gonna go for Cunha and just have him on there. So for me, basically going into this Fulham game, I don't fix what's not broke. That the old saying goes true. The old saying goes true. Do not fix what's not broken. So this team has gone back to back against the two best managers in the league, the two best teams in the league, and has gone band for band, standing on business, win. Why change it? Why change what's not broken? So so I will keep the lineup like this. 1 second. Let me just go on here because of the ads. I'll just keep the lineup like this. Just the same way we've been going. Obviously now you've got Cunha now here instead of Dorgu. So in these last two games, what we've been seeing basically has been that it's almost been a thing where Dorgu has we've almost been playing in like a kind of a 4-4-2 off the ball, where Bruno and Mbeumo sometimes were in line, or sometimes Bruno would just be slightly behind Mbeumo, just providing that other option up front. So this is how we've been defensively off the ball. So whether we're playing against Kusunov and Ake or Gabriel and Saliba, so basically we've been going in this way. Mbeumo on the left, Bruno on the right. So pressing in twos, basically, not allowing opposition defenders to get a sniff on the ball, not giving them time, basically. And with that, that's us defending from the front. And from that, what happens is that leads to chances. If it goes well, obviously. If it doesn't go well, if a team beats our press, we're cooked. A team beats our press, immediately they're getting through bypassing our midfield, and then potentially they could get a shot on target, they could get a goal. But a lot of times it works because both Mbeumo and Bruno love to run. They love to put the physically wise, they're there for it. They can put in the work. They can run all day. And we saw it in the Arsenal game. It worked he worked the masterclass. It led to even the first goal, to the Mbemo goal, because Arsenal were trying to just play out. We're trying to just be a bit too complacent, trying to play, and then before you know it, Subimendi gets the ball, gives it back to Saliba, then drops deep to try and get it back from Saliba and give him an option. Saliba passes it back, and then as Saliba passes it back, he tries to pass it first time back to Saliba because he sees that what you call it. I can't remember whether it was Bruno or Mbemo was closing down the space, closing down the option. So he tries to pass it back first time, and by him doing that first time, he rushed into it, and then before you know, Mbemo has an open goal, and it's curtains. Mbemo in front of the net, in the box, curtains, cash money. So it's been working, and having Ahmad and Dorgu, obviously this is Cunha here, but having Ahmad and Dorgu on either side of the wing, what it has been doing these last two games is that it's been making us defensively solid. Because what happens is that Dallo and Shaw almost, in a sense, they kind of tuck in like this. They kind of tuck in a sense, and then Dorgu, I'll just so I avoid the confusion. So both what Dorgu and Ahmad would be doing is that they would tend to come in like this now, almost being the fullbacks. So when this happens, when these two guys keep coming bombing up and down, what this happens is that it allows both Shaw and Dallo that kind of defensive security. So it allows Shaw not to be able to deal with the wide player directly, the opposition wide player directly, because Dorgu is there almost as a shield, almost as a shadow. So if Dorgu gets beat by whoever it is, whether it's Saka or Madueke or Foden or Semenyo, then Shaw is usually there to just clean up, or Shaw is there to just go for the second ball. And same goes with Dallo. So that's one thing. That's a big change that has helped us defensively. And yes, I know we conceded 2 goals, but you look at the 2 goals we conceded, and those 2 goals were scrappy goals. They're not goals where we got pissed apart, we got opened up. We got a clean sheet against Man City in this game against Arsenal. We didn't get pissed apart. We didn't get opened up, and the 2 goals were just scrappy goals. So it just shows you that defensively we're set up a bit better. We're set up a bit more structured, a bit more organized in that aspect. So obviously, when things go well, when we're in possession, then you've got Ahmad pushing up straight up, and then Dorgu obviously pushing up, being the other option. Then you've got Luke Shaw probably just right here, just staying, not going too far ahead, probably just staying right on the touchline, on the halfway line, and then right on the halfway line, because he knows that he knows and trusts Dorgu to be able to go up and down. He trusts Dorgu to be good enough to be able to bump forward and bump back. But like I said, Luke Shaw don't got the legs anymore in this day and age to play the way he used to play when he was in his Southampton days. So more time than not, you would find Luke Shaw around these areas, because he's not willing to go up here and overlap for Dorgu and help Dorgu, because he knows that he doesn't got the legs to be coming back like this. So he tends to stay here. And then what happens that when we're getting pinned back, he just drags back here, and then Dorgu then takes the responsibility of dealing with whoever it is, whether it's a Semenyo or a Bukayo Saka. Then Dorgu then takes the responsibility to track them down and track them back up and drag us back up the pitch. So that has been the story. And obviously, look, we haven't spoken enough about it, but these two guys in midfield, Kobe Mainoo and Casemiro, these 2 guys have been the anchor in our midfield. They've been the anchor. They've been the engine of our team, because whatever goes past them basically leads to a chance for the opposition. Whatever goes past these 2, and we're in trouble. And that's what they've done best these last 2 games. That they've made sure that they stop as much attacks as possible. That they keep the pressure to as minimum as possible. So You see Casemiro dropping down here, almost playing like a regista, dropping down, dropping deep, and then you've got the centre backs dragging out, and then you've got Casemiro here, almost being an option for Martinez and Maguire and Lamens as well. And then once Casemiro gets the ball, Casemiro has got the ability to be able to either just pass it short to Menu or lump it off to Amad Diallo. He's got that quality. He's got that quality. But what that does is that when Casemiro drops deep, it then either allows Bruno to also drop deep and create from within. But the beauty of Casemiro as a player is that he's got the quality to be able to get the ball from here and be able to have the quality to still get the ball to Bruno. So Bruno has got the trust in Casemiro to just be able to stay here. Sometimes, yes, sometimes Bruno will come down here, of course. He might come down here because he's looking for the ball. He's trying to get involved in the play. But sometimes he just stays up here, almost as a false nine, almost as a center forward, because he knows and trusts Casemiro's quality to be able to get the ball out of here, straight into Meno or straight into him. So that's the beauty that we've had. That's the dynamic that we have at the moment with our team. This guy right here, I feel like fans are not talking enough about him. Senny Lamens, I feel like we're not talking about him enough. This man right here. Um, since he's arrived, I know he's probably kept only maybe one, two, maybe three clean sheets, but the impact he's brought on our team is second to none. The impact he's brought on our team is second to none. This guy, and the game against Arsenal just proved the importance of having a competent keeper. It just proved it because Arsenal were not that they were pinning us back and putting pressure on us, but they were there were moments in the game, especially like the first 20 minutes and the last 30 minutes of the game. There were moments where they were just obviously chasing the game, so they were just pumping balls in, just lumping balls in, just trying to make the game scrappy, just trying to make the game ugly, just trying to make the game as unattractive as possible. And with that, it causes chaos. And from the chaos, chaos causes chances. Pressure makes diamonds. And from that's how Arsenal win games. That's how Arsenal get goals. That's how they pride themselves. In causing chaos for every team, causing chaos for defenses, for goalkeepers, and then from there, eventually, they get to what you call it. They get to get a goal. So I didn't even get to show you guys, but yeah. So like I said, so this is how my predicted lineup for the Fulham game, because obviously with Dorgu being out, you could have Mount, you could have Bruno here, you could have Mbemo maybe, but I don't think any of those would be as effective as having Cunha here. So I think Cunha is probably the best option here. Obviously, Cunha, the thing with Cunha is that he will not provide as much defensive security to Luke Shaw as Dorgu was, and that's my biggest worry as to why with the Dorgu injury, because Dorgu was doing this up and down, up and down. So Dorgu come down would come down here, basically deal with a Semenyo, deal with a Bukayo Saka, and then allow Luke Shaw to just drag in almost like a left center back, and then basically Dorgu then would be the one dealing with a Semenyo or a Saka or Madueke, and then if Dorgu was to lose the battle, then Luke Shaw is just there basically to sweep or to go for the 50-50 or for the second ball. And it's the same thing here on the right-hand side. Ahmad was giving Diogo Dalot that kind of cover where both Dalot and Shaw almost kind of were just inverting, almost just being like center backs, because Dorgu and Ahmad were shadowing the fullbacks, giving the fullbacks the defensive cover, the defensive security. So now with Dorgu being out, like I said, in big 2026, Luke Shaw's legs are gone. In big 2026, I don't know if Luke Shaw can do a job on his own against a top level wide player, as we saw in the last two games, Dorgu would be doing this up and down, and then you'd have Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw predominantly would just be staying in and around here, in and around here. It's rare that you saw Luke Shaw overlapping because he knows that he don't got the legs. He don't got the legs to be going like this, like he used to back in his Southampton days. So he would always do this just because he's wary of if we're to lose possession, he don't got the legs to be running back here at full pelt. So he would just stay like this in and around here. And then if we were to lose possession, he just shifts back and draws himself back here, and then basically gives Dorgu the responsibility to chase down our whoever the opposition winger is. And it's the same thing with Ahmad. Ahmad was doing the exact same thing here on the right hand side. That's why defensively we've been solid. That's why we've been solid defensively. We've looked more organized. We've looked more structured because these two have basically nullified the threat we're getting out wide against the players we're facing out wide, because they're doing their job up front here and doing the fullback's job as well for them. So yes, but like I said, like I was talking about, this guy here, Sandy Lamens, he deserves full credit. In the game against Arsenal, every ball, every cross, every shot, he was just first to it. He did not look scared. You never felt at one point that, oh my goodness, I'm worried that he could let something slip. He just brought the calmness to the team. He just brought a level of calmness, a level of, I don't know, a level of confidence to the back four that, you know what, we can allow as many crosses to come in, as many long balls to come in, as many shots to come in. This guy in the back is going to save it all. This guy in the back has got it sorted. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of having a good keeper. That's the beauty of having a competent keeper. People are not putting enough respect on him, but Senny Lamens has been magnificent. He's been magnificent. He's been one of the reasons why our back four has been allowed to play, has been able to just trust themselves, to be able to express themselves, because he brings that calmness from the back. When you go someone like Onana, you don't trust anything he does, whether it's on the ball, off the ball. When you were getting a cross into the box, you're worried that he's got better fingers, better hands, that he's going to let the ball slip, or he's going to let the ball go over him and we're going to concede. When he's on the ball, you're worried that he might make a mistake. He might kick the ball out for a throw-in for the opposition. You're worried that he might make a wrong pass and pass it into the midfield, into the opposition. You're just worried. You're just nervous. The back four is nervous. The back four is scared to get the ball off him. The back four is scared. The back four is scared to be able to kind of push out like the way Martinez usually does, pushes out. We weren't able to do it as much because they're thinking in the back of their head, oh no, Onana's here. We need to watch. We need to watch out. We need to keep safe. And it's not right. And that holds us back, because what happens is that if the back four, the two central center backs are not confident and comfortable enough to go up like this and drag the ball into midfield, then this forces Casemiro then to be able to have to come down here. Or if not Casemiro, then Mainu is forced to basically come down. And then if Mainu is forced to come down, then Bruno usually would have to come down then to be an option to kind of cover the void in the midfield. And if Casemiro is coming down here deeply, which Casemiro is not a register player, he can get the ball from the back four, but that's not his game. Like, that's not his top. He ain't a Rodri. He ain't a Locatelli. He ain't a Tonali. That's not his game to, be on the half turn and get the ball off center backs, get the ball off the keeper. He can do it. He can do a job, but it's not his game. So it's not gonna work all the time. So when it doesn't work out and you're having someone, the opposition midfielder or opposition number 10 on his back, and then he loses the ball, it immediately puts pressure on us. Immediately. And that's the problem we had in the past with a keeper that could not be trusted. But with Lamens being able to be trusted, with Lamens showing that he can be trusted, this allows Martinez to be able to go up. It allows Kobe Mainu to just be able to provide the space, allows Dorgu to just be able to just push a bit more forward, because we know and trust that Martinez can drive the ball up. He can dribble past, or he can lump a long ball onto Ahmad, or he can just lump a short ball onto Kobe Mainu or Casemiro. He's got that quality. Same goes with Maguire. on the ball, we trust him enough to be able to. Yes, he doesn't have pace, but we trust him on the ball. Then he can. Yes, he can do a diag onto Dorgu, or he can drive out with the ball because we know that in the back here we've got a keeper that is competent, that can be trusted, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes, people. Literally, one position can change a lot with the confidence of the players. One position. So big up to Michael Carrick for the change in style, the change in structure, because, like I said, under Amorim, we were conceding for fun. We were conceding for fun, conceding goals, conceding chances, conceding shots, everything. We looked like we never looked like we deserved to win a game. Even the games that we won, you never sat down and felt that, yeah, you know what, we deserve to win this game. Every single time it just felt like it was just a war. It was just a war. We just came from a war. It was just a battle. It just felt like a battle week in, week out, week in, week out. And it's not right. Long term, it's not right, So yeah. So to be honest with you, people, this is my predicted lineup for the Fulham game. So this has been working so far. So why fix what's broken? What's not broken? Sorry. This has been working. This midfield pair have been working since the Ten Hag days. So why fix what's not broken? Bruno doing what Bruno does, like I said, being almost like a center forward, almost being like in a two here with Mbeumo, basically giving the opposition defenders havoc as we're defending from the front as a two, rather than allowing Mbeumo to go on his own. So we're going as a two. So Mbeumo occupying one center back and then Bruno occupying another center back. And that causes pressure, like I mentioned earlier. That's how the first goal came against Arsenal, because you have Mbeumo and Bruno going as a two. Obviously, if they break our press, yes, we're in trouble because you only have Casemiro and Mainu here. But the beauty of that is that you have this is the beauty of our wide players, what they've been doing the last two games. Dorgu would be coming down here trying to chase the opposition winger, and then Ahmad would be doing the same as well. And then it just allows Dallo and Shaw to just tuck in, and then you'd see from time to time Lisandro. Then, if we're getting counterattacked, you see that Lisandro maybe would want to step out, or Maguire would want to step out. And then if it doesn't work, then you're hoping that Lisandro can just come and sweep. So that's what's been happening, anyways. But yes, to be honest, like I said, this is my predicted team for the Fulham game. I think Cunha is the best option to have ahead of both Mount and I don't even know who else we have, but I think Xerxes is available, Sesko's available, but I wouldn't start Sesko. I would just have it like this. It's working so far, so let's not change it. Maybe if I had a choice to make a change, I would start maybe Mazraoui, because I feel like Mazraoui offers us more. Mazraoui is able to hold it down here on his own. Mazraoui does not need Ahmad to come here and do all this work for him. That's the beauty with Mazraoui. So yes, Mazraoui might not be a Hakimi and put in the best crosses in the box or dribble past the man week in, week out. Yes, I get it. But in terms of holding down the back four, holding down this right-hand side, Mazraoui, ain't nobody does it as good as Mazraoui. So if you're having someone like a Mazraoui who can just hold it down this right-hand side on their own, this just allows Ahmad to not have to be able to drag down here as much. So it just allows Ahmad to just be able to conserve his energy, use his energy in and around this area to be a threat, to give the opposition fullback something to think about, to give whether it's Robinson or whoever starting as left back for Fulham something to think about. So that would be the only change I probably would make if I had a choice. But like I said, I'm very curious to see how Luke Shaw plays now, because Cunha is not going to provide Luke Shaw with the same defensive security as Dorgu did, because Cunha wants to be in and around here. Cunha wants to be able to drag the ball here. He wants to be. Yes, Cunha is going to drop deep to come get the ball. Cunha is physically good. He can press. He can put the work in, but he's not defensively as sound as Dorgu. So that means Luke Shaw probably would have to do a bit more defending than he was doing his last two games, albeit that it's a lesser opposition. But yes, he probably has to do more defensive work because Cunha won't be willing to calm down here as much as Dorgu was. So yeah, people, it's gonna be interesting to see how we do. Um, it's gonna be very interesting to see how we do. But yeah, this is how I see it. To be honest, um, maybe I might add one of the guys. I see. I just got a message from one of the guys. I'll just pop in and just see if he's around, and if he is, I might just get him on for a couple of minutes, and then we can just we can just hear what he's got to say. Um, just give me 2 seconds, people. Just give me a second. Yeah, apologies for that, people. So I just sent the link to Santi there. So if he's able to, he'll pop in. If he doesn't, then I might just end the stream because I'm not gonna be on for much longer. Probably for another 2 to 4 minutes. So I might just add him on to just give his two piece and to just give his opinion on what he thinks, what he feels. But yeah, that's how I see it, people. Though that's how I see it. To be honest, um, this is my predicted 11 for the game on the weekend. I think, yeah, I don't think we can go any better than this. To be honest, I don't think we can go any better than this. Like I said, if you're trying to be funny or you're trying to be different, I guess you could have Bruno here on the left, or you could easily interchange between Bruno and Cunha. Easily, you could easily do that interchange. You could have Cunha right in the middle, Bruno on the right hand on the left hand side. And now that is a very good point actually. Um, that is a very good point. I forgot to mention that, but for argument's sake, if you have Cunha here in the 10 and Bruno on the left hand side, now Bruno can do what Dorgu has been, well, maybe not what Dorgu has been doing for us, but he can kind of do a job in the sense that he can provide Luke Shaw a bit more defensive solidarity, a bit more defensive cover than Cunha would. He can try to replicate the level of defensive cover um, that Dorgu had brought down for Luke Shaw, because Bruno and he's energetic. He's got legs for days. He's able to just go up and down like this week in week out, with no hassle. But obviously, with that being said, that means that you're losing the creativity that he can provide on here. But I say that loosely because Cunha can provide that creativity as well. Cunha and Bruno are similar in the sense where they occupy the same spaces. They both like to occupy the same spaces. They both like to occupy this kind of space around here, right on that left hand side, around on that left inside forward position. They like to occupy those kind of spaces. Bruno primarily does it from the middle. He tends to just drift in around here and just trying to occupy. And then Cunha tries to do this the same as well from out wide, tries to cut in and occupy the space. So from time to time they could get in each other's way due to that fact. That's why I understood Carrick Carrick's mindset in starting Dorgu the last two games, because Dorgu is not going to come and interfere with Bruno here. Dorgu is just going to come here, be an outlet for Bruno. If Bruno wants to shoot, fine. If Bruno wants to make a through ball to Mbemo or a long ball to Ahmad, fair enough. If he wants to make a through ball and make a pass to on the left hand side, Dorgu's there as an option, as an outlet. So whereas Cunha would just want to be dragged in and around here. Obviously, Cunha can still play out wide. He can still go out down the line. I mean, which he did, as you saw for the goal, for Dorgu's goal against Man City. You know, he came from Cunha just getting the ball out wide. You know, from nothing, knowing that the only option he had was just to go wide, and he just went wide. He just backed his thing, went out wide, put the ball in. Dorgu with the finish. So Cunha can do it, but I'm just talking about preferences more so. Preferences, Cunha prefers to be in and around that kind of circle. So that's why I understand Carrick's logic in him not playing them together, starting them together. But yeah, nonetheless, though, I think it's still a good team. I feel like maybe what we will see off the ball is that Bruno then will come here, like I said, because Bruno will provide more defensive security than Cunha will on the left hand side. So maybe off the ball we might see something like this, where Bruno drops like this, Bruno drops down here, and basically would be, or we could something like this where he drops almost as a left winger. Or it could just be a thing where he drops like this, even he drops in the midfield, almost in a 4-3-3 type of thing, where you've got Cunha now on the left, Mbemo in the 9, Ahmad on the right hand side, almost dropping like a 4-3-3 now, a flat 4-3-3. Obviously, look, Casemiro will probably be in here, but these are potentials of what could happen now that Dorgu's out. How we possibly could set up defensively, that Bruno would be dropping down here in the 4-3-3 and just allowing it to be a 4-3-3. So if Mbemo is going to go up, then he just forces Cunha and Ahmad to just trying to occupy the opposition fullbacks. And then if the opposition fullbacks get past Cunha's lane, then Cunha will just park it over and just stay in and around this lane and allow Bruno to just do the dirty work in the case we win and intercept the ball, and then we have the chance to go for a counter attack. So there's different ways to look at it. Obviously, like I said, we don't know what Carrick has got under his sleeve, but what he's doing so far, I'm liking. I'm happy with what he's doing. I can't complain, to be honest with you. I'm gonna add Santi here. Just give me a second. One second. Let me just get this here. Yo, my bro.
Yo, my bro. How are you?
I hope you can hear me, man.
I can.
Loud and clear, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, say no
Honestly,
more. Talk to me,
um,
bro. I don't know how much of the stream you heard, or how much of
I
this.
heard most of it. I heard most of
Okay.
it. It's tough seeing Dorgu out for 10 weeks. It's tough. If I'm the manager, if I'm Carrick, 10 weeks is a long time. We have nothing to play for except fourth, pretty much. If anything, maybe fifth, because all of like 5 of the English teams are in the UCL are occupying top 8 spots in that UCL. So that's going to give us an extra slot for next year's UCL. So
Yeah.
if I'm Carrick, I'll shut him down for the rest of the season so he can properly rehab that injury and maybe give Lacey a run out, or maybe JJ Gabriel a run out, because what we've seen in the youth setup, Shea and JJ Gabriel can occupy that left wing spot or striker if maybe we want to play Mbumo out on the left or Cunha on the left. Maybe bring in
Okay,
one of them up
okay.
top.
Let me just get on the let me get the lineup out and see what your logic is, what you're trying to say to me now. So so this obviously Dorgu being out injured, this is how we've set up the
Yeah,
last two games.
yeah,
So
exactly.
what exactly are you trying to say to me? So you want Lacey here in this position?
Lacey or maybe Ahmad on the left because we maybe Ahmad can play on the left sometimes. We've seen him play on the left. He played on the left sometimes at Rangers and at Sunderland. So Shea loves to be on that right hand side. So maybe we swap them for a few run of games. Swap
Okay,
them
so let
swap
me
them
let,
around. Cunha, I love Cunha coming off the bench. I love Cunha coming off the bench.
all right, let me just do that and then see how that looks then. So Cunha off and then Shea Lacey.
Yeah, left wing. Yeah, he can occupy that middle three of the attack. Lacey can occupy that spot because you're gonna have Casemiro in holding, trying to recycle the ball so Manu can come forward a little bit more, like we've seen the past few games.
That's interesting because I won't lie to you, I've never seen Ahmed play on the left, so I don't know
I've I've
where you're
I've,
getting that
I've
from.
I saw a few because in America we get championship and we get Scottish games, a few of them on
Okay,
TV. And when Ahmad was on loan on both sides, I saw them play on the left. I saw him play on the left because when Ahmad was there, Ryan Kent was also there. So them two
okay.
occupied the wings, and they used to during the games. They used to rotate that front four at Rangers a lot. They used to rotate.
Hmm. All right, this is rather interesting. I
Or
will be honest with
or
you.
or if anything, Lacey comes off bench, Ahmad stays on the right, and Mbumo comes out on the left because Mbumo has played on the left, or Mbumo can play on the right. We could play JJ Gabriel up top for a few run, get him, or Tito
That's
Obi.
crazy, bro. Come on. Come on. Let's come on. Let's park it. Let's park it for a second. I know we're excited. I know we're in a good mood, but bro, come on. Let's not start getting too giddy and start doing this now because let me just put let's see if where is it Gabriel JJ.
JJ Gabriel's not gonna show up in your lineups.
I mean if he won't yeah.
Yeah, he's
Let
not
me
gonna show up in the lineup.
so basically you're saying Mbemo on the right hand side, JJ.
Or a swap either Ahmad or Mbumo on we're it's basically a different setup essentially.
Okay. Hmm. To be honest with you, I do I understand what you're saying, but I feel like it's crazy considering that we have Cunha there. I don't
Yeah,
understand why you're not
because
talking about Cunha
I've
as an option when you know the quality that he brings to the team.
yeah, for right now, Cunha is showing his not his potential, but he's showing like as an impact sub. He's showing like moments as an impact sub, like he did against City, like he did against Arsenal. He's had his moments as an impact sub. Yes, there are some games that he can start and he can win us games, but for right now, as an impact sub, he's doing just fine. He's doing just fine. I wouldn't mind him starting. It gives us an extra option of an attacking option. It gives us an extra attacking option, but we got to remind that also we have we're only playing 40 games. this season. We're only playing 40
Of
games.
course, absolutely, yeah,
We're
of
only
course.
playing 40 games. So we need to, I want to say rotate as much, but I would like to see some rotational. I want to see some youngsters to see, hey, because we're also looking long term because Carrick is here until the end of the season. So we're trying to see who else in the youth we can come that can come with us to the next era of Manchester United. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, no, I get that. I, I can't disagree with you on that. That is a very good point. You're looking at the bigger picture. You're looking not only for now, but you're looking as well for the future for next season ahead as well. Which I cannot disagree with you on. But to be honest with you, I just have the logic that you know why fix what's not broken.
Yeah,
Why try to overcomplicate things? Why
yeah.
try
No,
to
I see it. I see it. But right now, our main issue is the left wing spot. Our main issue
exactly?
is the left wing spot. We have attackers that can't play the left wing spot, but they're it's uh, this Dorgu situation is difficult.
I know, bro. I
It's
know.
so difficult because I'm going to put my hands up. At the beginning of the season, I was not rating him at all at left back. I'll put my hands up.
Okay.
He was not good. But what I've seen him playing at left wing, I'm like, oh, okay, there's talent there that he wasn't showing him as a left back or a left wing back.
Yeah.
That talent is there. So him being out for that long is hard. It's very hard for us to fill up. It's hard, pretty much.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro. Like I was saying on the stream, the the beauty with Dorgo up here was that not only was he effective and efficient, providing GA and being efficient, being effective with the goals and the assist, but the way he made Luke Shaw look like a better defender on
Oh
here
yeah,
was the
for sure.
biggest
He was
one.
yeah, like the Arsenal game. He was helping drop back. He was helping defend so he could free up Shaw. Shaw
Exactly, bro.
so, but
And
there is
that is my biggest worry now that he's out injured because we both know that Luke Shaw in big 2026 cannot do this,
he cannot
cannot
get
go
he
up
cannot
and down.
he cannot
Luke
go.
Shaw is not that
He has
type
to
of
stay
player.
as a defensive fullback. He cannot bomb the wing like he used to when he was younger. He
Exactly.
needs to stay back. So like Dorgu coming and tracking back to help Shaw is massive. And none of our wingers do that except for Dorgu. But there is
That's
one last resort that if I'm Manchester United hierarchy, will keep in the back of my head for the next 4 days before the transfer window closes. People might kill me for this.
okay.
Recall Marcus Rashford.
I'm trying to hear your logic now. I'm trying to hear your logic. Talk to
Recall
me.
Marcus Rashford. Yes, I get it. He's on a loan. Yes, he loves Barca, but it's not an option to buy. I checked the
That's
thing.
true.
It's not an option to buy. And Rashford is, yes, I get Flick has been coming. He's coming off the bench, and he's actually been impacting because you cannot. You have Ferran Torres, you have Rafinha, you have Yamal, you have Lewandowski up there. So you're coming off the bench. If I'm Rashford, I'm like, hey, United is there's a new manager. I've worked with Carrick before. We have an option. There's an option for me to work there. There's a left wing spot that I can work myself towards to again and reclaim it
Okay.
as mine. If I'm Rashford and I'm United hierarchy, I'm in constant contact with Rashford. Hey, we need your help. There's an injury spot here. Come help us, and we'll see what we can do with you with the summer. We'll talk back in the summer. Well, because remember, Rashford is a character. He's a youth academy player. He is one of ours.
That's right. Yeah.
Also, I've also slated Rashford before because of his performances these past few seasons. But seeing him rejuvenated at Barca it's like a double-edged sword. Yes, you want to see him doing well, but you also want him doing well here because he's a homegrown boy. He's from
Yeah.
Withenshaw. So if I'm again, if I'm high, if I'm Barada or whoever Vivel or whoever does transfers, I'm on the phone with Rashford, talking to his agent, talking to him, and trying to persuade him to come back.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I hear the logic. I understand and I wouldn't disagree with you. To be honest with, uh, I don't know if he would want to come back himself or if.
Yeah, that's exactly that. That's like, hey, that's exactly like what I'm trying to get at. Something like as it being a double-edged sword, we don't know if he wants to come back because
I
of
don't think so, bro. I think he's enjoying his time in Spain. Yes, he's not a
yeah
starter. He's not ahead of Rafinha, but I think he's enjoying just being away from England, being away from the media, being away from all the toxic energy, just
yeah
being able to just express himself, just be able to just be himself, and I think he's enjoying that. And because
exactly.
if I'm Rashford, I'm thinking for the World Cup. So if he comes back here into our team and stinks it out the first 5 games, we're back to square one, and he
Yeah,
doesn't make the
exactly.
plane. you know,
As an as a as if I'm Tuchel for the England side, I'm keeping eyes on everybody. I'm keeping eyes on everybody if I'm Tuchel. If this rash, you have 4 days in the transfer window, it's gonna shut soon. If we're United, we need somebody on loan and somebody fast to find a left winger because we cannot. You know what I've seen in on Twitter. Manchester United has come back to win the league from 10 points from a 10-point deficit, and
don't do this now, bro. Don't do
I'm
this.
not. I'm like
Don't do this now. Come on.
part of me is like,
Don't do this.
nah, we can do this. But the realist in me is like, we're not gonna do it. We don't have the depth.
Bro, don't do this. Come on.
We don't. I Us winning the league is so far. Like part of me, like there's a small, very minuscule, like, hey, we can do this. But majority of me is like, we can't do this. We don't have the depth. We don't have a manager. We don't know what's going up front. We have this whole situation with Mainu. Him wanting to leave on loan, but now he's starting, so he might not leave out on loan. We
Yeah.
have Dorgu situation. De Ligt is still injured, but Mazraoui is not getting a run of games. So there's a whole cloud over this football team that it's so far for us to win the league. We are years before we even sniff league aspirations. We are so far because of this whole managerial cycle that sign a club legend, stinks it up, gets sacked. Find a trendy manager, stinks it up, gets sacked.
Yeah.
And the cycle just continues.
Okay.
So
So for you then, what's your expectation then from Carrick for this season? Because none of these players are
steady the ship.
he's
Steady the ship. Steady the
okay.
ship.
You're not looking for European football. You're not looking for top four. Just steady the
If,
ship.
just steady the ship. Just steady the ship. We got knocked out of FA Cup by Brighton. We got knocked out of the EFL Cup by Grimsby. So, and the media has slated us. If I'm Carrick, I'm steadying the ship and I don't know if him or United are gonna have talks at the end of the season for him to become a permanent manager. But if I'm Carrick, I have two objectives: steady my club ship and boost my value a little bit in the transfer market, because we know how he ended up at Middlesbrough. It was iffy at times, got sacked.
Yeah.
So I'll boost up my little. I'll boost up my value a little bit. Maybe I will try to find a job somewhere that maybe mid-tier championship, maybe mid-table championship, maybe for the next. If not, go abroad and just boost my value a little bit. But my main
Okay.
priority, steady the ship.
So, and basically, from what you're saying, you're making it clear to me that Carrick is not the man in your head for you going forward. So, who are you looking at right now that's available? Because I feel like the next manager we get is gonna be someone that is available. We're not poaching Enrique away from
No,
PSG.
no.
So, who's on your
I'm,
mind at the moment to get the
I mean,
job done?
currently Enrique's contract is set to expire, and there are no talks of him extending. He wants a challenge. He wants a different challenge. There is no talks of him extending at PSG, from what I'm seeing. I don't have insiders. I don't have. That's from what I'm seeing from my own two eyes. Enrique is not extending. We have here until the summer. Anything can change. That's 5 months away. Anything can change. Xavi wants us. Xavi wants United. This is the project he's waiting for. Yeah, he has won titles at Barcelona before, but I'm worried. It's not the lack of Prem experience. I'm worried how he's gonna handle the pressure of English media.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. Because yes, he's a Spanish manager. Yeah, he spent his entire career in Spain and in Qatar. The media
Right.
own more lax. Here here in England and in Manchester United, you have some of the highest expectations to live up to if you're a manager.
Fact.
So I am a bit worried on how if he gets appointed, I'm worried how he's going to handle it.
Hmm.
Like
That's.
Xavi is a tactician. I'm cool with that. I like how he sets up. I like how he sets up a 4-2-3-1. He has his wingers playing as wingers. One of them is an inside forward coming in and dropping back. So that's what he did at Barca. But it's all about the expectations that you are receiving and the English media is giving you.
Yes. That's a very interesting point. To be honest, the thing is that obviously, like you said, he's a tactician. He's been he's played at the highest level in his whole career. Played for one
Yeah,
of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest. So pressure, he's used to pressure. He's lived pressure all his life. He speaks English. He speaks English well. He knows how to articulate
absolutely,
himself. So,
absolutely.
and the media have a soft spot for like foreign managers, Spanish managers, because I don't know what it is, but they just have a fetish for
It's probably
foreign
it's
managers.
probably because I go on holiday in Spain too much. It's probably what they go.
Maybe
It's
it,
probably
it,
that.
it could be, bro. It could be that they just have a fetish for names that don't sound English. So I feel like he's gonna have a couple of favorites media wise, but obviously you're right. On the other side of things, he's gonna be getting slated, and the pressure is gonna be heavy. But for someone like him who's lived pressure all his life, all his
Nice.
career,
Yeah,
you know, he played for Barcelona all his life, and as a manager, he was going game pressured, getting shit week in week out,
oh yeah,
even though
he
he was their club captain for God knows how many years. So
absolutely.
he knows pressure better than anyone. So I don't think the Man United pressure should phase him. I really don't think so.
See, here's the thing.
Um,
Here's the thing. In my honest opinion, a Manchester United job is the most heaviest job one can have because you are following on the footsteps of Sir Alex Ferguson.
yeah,
So that's for me. It's a heavy job for a manager to get. Yes, it's attractive. Manchester, one of the biggest clubs in England. You see them in the rut. You want to be the one. You want to be the one bringing them up again. But you're always going to be in the shadow of Sir Alex Ferguson. You're always
yeah,
going to be in that shadow. Him looking over you in the stands on the box, he's always going to look over you. He's going to, in his mind, he's always going to judge you.
yeah.
So that's the one expectation you cannot live up to. No matter where you come from, it's Sir Alex's expectations.
That's actually something we need to talk about because I won't lie to you. I didn't mind it in the past, but now it really starts to irritate me.
It's starting to irritate me as well because I love Sir Alex. I love him to
Yeah,
bits. I'm thankful for the job that he's done at this club. Without him and that 2008 Manchester United team, I wouldn't have a club or I wouldn't love the sport that I love today. Without
absolutely.
him,
Yeah,
but it's getting a bit to where you don't need his advice anymore because
yeah,
he's getting up in age. He is getting up in age. So I'm I'm thinking, hey, let's not bother him anymore. Let him rest. Let him live out the end of his time. Let him relax. Let him be a fan. Let him be a fan. Don't ask him for any advice. You as a grown man, you need to figure out your own situation.
exactly. Yeah,
So don't ask him. He is now a fan. He's a fan of the club. And the same thing goes with the class of 92. Don't ask them for advice
yeah,
because all they're going to do is just slate you. They're going to, oh, yada, yada, yada. Oh, he's not living to expectations like we did.
yeah,
Yada. We're in a new age where you, as a person in that club, you need to set to your own standards. You need to, if I'm a player, manager, executive, I'm going to be working to beat their expectations
absolutely.
because they have set a baseline. Now your job is to become better than the next person and better than the next person.
Nah,
So
bro, you speaking facts. To be honest, sometimes it makes me even wonder, like you mentioned, the class of '92 or even Fergie, when they watch our games or speak on our games, sometimes I ask myself, are they? Do, it seems to me like they're happy that we're shit, that we're not able to replicate their levels back in the day because we're always gonna talk about them. Basically, we're always gonna
exactly,
reminisce them. We're always gonna miss them because we're not at the levels that they were at. So they're always gonna be in the conversation in our minds one way or another. And like you said, the only way is just to just clean shop, just get him out the job. We've had so many legends in the past. Sir Bobby has was our top scorer
you know
for
what's the
God knows
one?
how many years.
You know what's the one United legend that never talks about us and was here for 3 years and got ousted? Schweinsteiger. He loves the club.
Yeah,
He talks about us all the time. Even though was it Mourinho that treated him harshly? Was it Mourinho,
yeah, it
right?
was Mourinho. Yeah, it was Jose.
It was Mourinho who treated him harshly, but he talks about us more than he does Bayern, which is crazy to think about because whenever I think
Yeah,
of Bastian Schweinsteiger, I don't think about him as a Manchester United. I think about him as a Bayern legend, as a
yeah, yeah,
Premier legend.
absolutely.
But him talking about it is like go United, GGMU, and all that stuff on Twitter. It makes me happy because he is one of the few legends that talks about us in a positive way. In a positive way. So I'm happy that I could say, hey, Schweinsteiger is one of ours. Van Persie as well. Robin Van Persie as well.
Yeah,
We poached him from Arsenal,
yeah.
and he's one of our biggest club legends now. So I want our former legends to talk positively about us. Yes, you can criticize us, but you remember, I want our legends to talk about, hey, that we're doing well now. That's the one major thing.
To be honest with you, I don't mind legends coming out and being critical because like if they're always being positive, that's where you get the impression that they're
They're doing
just
a
they're
good
just
job.
trying to,
They're
yeah,
doing a good
they want
job.
the job or they're just trying to cover people or so sometimes you want them to be real, like a Roy Keane or a Patrice Evra. You just want them to just be straight up, stand on business, don't give a
Exactly.
fuck what anyone says.
Exactly.
So
But currently, I really don't like Roy Keane's criticism of Carrick and getting his wife involved. I really don't like that because why are you bringing another man's wife on a thing that doesn't even concern her? That's the thing.
yeah, that's the thing with Roy Keane now that I've realized because the Roy Keane from probably from 2017, 2018. if you watch his punditry, if you watch his punditry, you compare that his punditry back then and now, you'll see there is a difference in the sense that back then, obviously, he's still being straight up. But nowadays he's trying to be a bit more commercial. He's trying to be a bit more like trying to get the headlines, trying to get the one liners that are gonna make the rounds. While
Exactly.
trying to
So
be
his
straight up.
exactly.
He knows he's marketable. He knows it. He knows he's marketable. So he's just I don't know how much of that is Sky Sports is the media trying to push him. That Roy Keane, we need we need a clickbait statement from you. We need a
No,
mad statement from you.
that's see.
Yeah,
Speaking of Sky
but
Sports, that's my problem with modern day journalism, which I can go in a whole ramble about. I can go three,
yeah,
4 hours with modern journalism. It's all of their. It's not about giving the news out and being factual. It's about how many people can click on this website, on this article that can boost up our numbers, which makes us more money.
exactly. Yeah.
That's my whole problem with modern day journalism. It could
I
be in
mean,
politics, sports, whatever. And that's the
you
whole
see it,
problem.
bro. I don't know if you follow Talksport, but that's
Oh, I
their
do.
motto. That's their
That's
motto, literally.
that's you want to know my whole point about Talk Sport? I think Talk Sport is the Fox News of the English football. I think that Talk Sport
Genuinely.
is the Fox. It's the Fox News of. It's so right wing that I don't think they're even talking about football anymore. Sometimes they're always trying to get the headline. They're always trying to get a clickbait
Yeah.
article. They're always trying to stir up emotion. Like back then, yeah, I used to follow Talk Sport back then, like 2015, 2016, because back then they were somewhat reputable.
Yeah.
But now it's all about the clickbait, the money, yada yada yada, and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. So it's interesting. It's very interesting on how modern media and modern day journalism is all about clickbaits. But that's a whole different discussion
Yeah.
that we
But
are.
to be honest, bro, as sad as it sounds, it's also kind of dragging on to the fan channels, like your AFTVs or your United
TVs.
Stands or these big channels. They're trying to hop onto that as well, trying to get the big headline, trying to get the clickbait titles, just for the
Good
views, just
bridge.
for the engagement.
Good
It's not
bridge.
about it's not about the facts anymore. It's not
No.
about people just being pure and authentic. It's just about
No.
what
The
draws the
only
views.
person that I can claim that's pure and authentic, Expressions Oozing. He is the funniest guy I've seen on my timeline. Oh, every
Yeah.
time Spurs does something, my God, him is just so fun. I think I can. He is a fan channel. Expressions is a fan channel. I'll
Yeah.
give him that. United Stand, all of that, they're all just media markets now. AFTV, way back when, I want to say back, we go back to 15 and 16 when they did fan interviews on the streets. They don't do that as much anymore. They do watch
Yeah.
alongs. They don't talk to the fans anymore.
Nope.
Andy Tate. I remember Andy Tate, 2016, before that after the Southampton game, where Martial scored.
Yeah.
Do you remember that game?
The Southampton game. I'm trying to think now.
It was either 15 or 16 when Martial was coming onto the. I think I want to say 2016 against Southampton. It was when
Okay.
Mane was there. It was that Pochettino led team.
Okay. Yes.
That's the type of fan culture I want back,
Yes.
where
Yes.
you're amongst the people, you're amongst getting surveys and all that stuff. So that's how far we've fallen. Yes, you can claim, hey, COVID had something to do with the downfall, but we're no longer in COVID. You can go back to your roots, and try to win some of that back. Like for fan like myself, go back, win the fan support again, and that can come from the fan channel. I'm not talking about the fan channels anymore. I'm talking about the United. Go back to the roots.
Yeah.
Go back to our roots.
No. You couldn't have said it any better, bro. You could not have said it any better.
It's
And it's a shame that this is where we are at the moment. But speaking of that, obviously you mentioned Xavi earlier. So Xavi's in your top three. Who are the other two managers that you're hoping we would be looking to bring in for next season?
Ancelotti, pretty much.
Hmm. I I don't know if he leaves Brazil, to be honest. Especially if they have a good World Cup, I don't see him living. To be
It's
honest,
Brazil. It's Brazil in 2026. The Jogo Bonito of Brazil is no longer there. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
The Jogo Bonito that I grew up watching in 06, 08, 2010, 20. That Jogo Bonito, it's no longer there.
Oh, it's not been there for a decade. It's not been there for a while. We
It's
know that. We know
that
that.
yeah. It's so, and for him, he's going to try his best to bring it back.
Yeah,
But the Brazilian Federation goes through so many managers that hey, Ancelotti, yeah, it's an attractive name, but it all depends on what happens in that World Cup. But Ancelotti, throw it in the back. He's like nuclear option for me.
yeah.
Tuchel's not going anywhere. I kinda ish. I'm iffy on. I'm on the fence on Southgate. Yes, he's a yes man, but I know he's gonna choose favorites because that's how he is. He's gonna choose favorites all the time, and that's what we don't want. We want players who are ready to win. I don't want favorites. Like example A, Amarim. He chose favorites.
Yeah.
He chose Ugarte half of the time, majority of the time. When Mino was just sitting there, he was playing Bruno out of position. He was playing him as a DM almost. So I don't want a manager who chooses favorites. I want a manager that can hey, you're doing good, keep it up, or hey, if you're doing bad, talk to the player. Hey, I'm gonna bench you for a couple of games. I want to give this guy a go because I feel like at this current time, he has us the best ability for us to win. That's how I want my managers.
Fact. Yeah.
I,
I mean
I
that
want him.
that should be standard,
Yeah,
amongst
that
managers.
should be standard as managers. I don't get why we're like that should be every single manager. I don't get the famers. I don't get the managers who try to be buddy buddies. But yeah, you can be buddy buddies, but you also got to be firm. You got to be tough sometimes.
Fact. Yeah.
You got to be you're the oldest person on there. You got to
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
oldest. You got to be the wisest. You got to be the most mature. As a manager, you have to make the tough decisions, and that's in any sport. Manager, coach, whatever. You have to make a tough decision. I don't care if you're friends with them. Hey, just tell them, hey, you're not doing good. I want you training a little bit more. But for right now, I'm going to give this guy a starting position and I'm going to give you the chance for you to get yours back.
Fact. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's in any sport, basketball, baseball, whatever, football, whatever. That should be the standard as your man. That should be the not even the bare minimum. That should be what you're expected as a
Right.
manager.
It just goes to show you how a lot has changed in the game nowadays. Managers are expected to be all buddy buddy because if they
No,
aren't, players are gonna down
it's
tools.
going
Players are gonna throw in.
it's
Players are
going in
gonna
the
down tools, go to the media, say all they need to say, and then get the manager out, throw the manager under the bus, and
yeah
it's just sad. It's really sad, bro.
yeah.
It's really
Mhm.
sad how the game has gone. To be honest with you, um, I was gonna one name I was gonna pop in actually was Enzo Maresca. Do you do you do you like the look of him? Do you think he would be someone you would be happy to have?
Another Amarim, honestly, because
You wow, you think so?
Maresca ousted the board,
Yeah,
got sacked. Amarim did the same thing, got sacked.
yeah.
Granted, Maresca was doing better. They were more. They were doing better, but the play became stagnant. They
Mm,
the games became. I barely watch any Chelsea games. That's
yeah.
you want to talk to Richie about Maresca, if he'll give you more opinions about Maresca. But the few games I've seen, and I've seen the highlights, his play became stagnant, pretty much. He can prove me wrong. The one thing about about managers that, hey, prove me wrong. Don't prove me right. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Get another
Yeah.
job. Prove me wrong. Hey, if you were supposed to be there, you're supposed to be there. You're doing a good job today. Hey, sure. Opinions change all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of
That's
course.
human nature. Opinions change all the time.
Of course. To be
But
honest with you, I wasn't initially a big fan of Maresca when he had joined Chelsea because like at Leicester he was about to throw away Leicester's promotion to the Premier League. So I was a bit skeptical
yeah,
about him moving to Chelsea. But from talking to Richie time and time again, Richie is in love with him. Richie has been nothing but praising him time and time
yeah.
again. Even when he got sacked, Richie was fuming. He was
Oh,
not happy at all.
absolutely, absolutely. I
So
saw Richie. I saw the video of Richie being mad about Maresca getting sacked. Yeah, because that's Chelsea and United. As many people don't see me, Chelsea and United are on the same spot. They're
yeah,
on the same spot. Club legend gets sacked. Trendy manager gets sacked. It's the cycle.
cycle. Yeah, repeat,
It's the
repeat,
cycle.
repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Chelsea and United are there.
Yeah,
But here's the thing with Chelsea. Chelsea are spending millions and millions and millions of pounds on players that just loan them out to Strasbourg,
yeah,
which is another thing I could get into. I hate multi-club ownership. I hate that because you are also killing a team that was there and before who had a passionate fan base, and you're just using them as a feeder club for a richer team.
basically, yeah.
So that's the same thing with the City Group is a whole different thing because they're not loaning each other out all the time. But that's pretty much what Blue Coal and Clear Lake are doing. They're using Strasbourg as basically as Chelsea B as a training
Yeah.
ground. That's why you have the youth academy. Why are you
Mm,
using a very good team that's in the top league as your own training team? That isn't that just counterproductive? Because
yeah, yeah, of course, of course. But obviously, sometimes it works, especially if you're working with a team that's relatively not good, relatively small. So
yeah,
you just loan up, you just feed your players basically to them, and
like
just
how Chelsea did with Vitesse.
yeah, exactly,
Do that
exactly.
with it. Don't do that with Strasbourg. Strasbourg
Yeah,
is a big team.
yeah,
Strasbourg is a big team. But back to United. It's again Chelsea and United are on the same thing. They're on the same boat. It's just they both got to steady the ship. Both teams just got to steady the ship, pretty much.
yeah. No, you couldn't have said it any better. That's why I'm not as I'm I'm a bit more open if we were to get Maresca in because, like you said, we're both in the same boat, and what he's done with Chelsea, all in the
Yeah,
short time that he's had with them.
they won a trophy.
Yeah, they won two trophies, didn't they? Two trophies. They
The
made
Club
top
World
four,
Cup. Yeah, Club World Cup. Was it the Conference League that they won?
the Conference League. Yeah,
And they got top four.
they got top four. Yeah, and I mean, come on, we lost the Europa League final in embarrassing fashion. I hate talking about that game
Ah, dude, don't remind me. I was watching the game. Don't remind me. Don't
because,
remind me.
bro, I will be honest with you. Any manager, bro, that we've had post Ferguson would have won us that final. I can say that with chest. I can say that with my chest. Any manager, bro.
Van Gaal, yes. Mourinho, yes. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, no, because Villarreal final.
Yeah, but bro, look at who he was up against though.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
The
yeah.
master of Europa League. So I'm not gonna get mad at that.
Yeah, but it's not
He was
that
up against Postecoglou, bro.
that Villarreal
No,
that
no way.
Villarreal final. I'm not shifting the blame towards Ole as much. I'm shifting it towards De Gea.
Yeah, yeah. That's
How
yeah,
how how can you go 11 pens without saving? I've played
yeah.
goalkeeper before. I've came up. No, I've played goalkeeper before for my school. I've played there. I played against penalties. I've faced up 11 people in a penalty. I've saved 5.
Wow.
It's not that hard. Saving penalties is not that hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
but
just gonna try to fake you out,
to be
but
honest, bro,
anyway,
the hair and penalties is it's a no, bro. The hair has never been good at saving penalties.
yeah,
So,
but I'm not gonna be mad at De Gea anymore. He's a club legend. I mean, he's
of course.
one of the better goalkeepers we've had, especially in recent years. No.
But Ten Hag would have won us the final.
Ten Hag would have won us the final.
Yeah, so that is
David
my point.
Moyes would have won us the final, which is the funny thing. David Moyes would have won us that final. Keep it.
Yeah, probably. Jokes aside, David Moyes probably would have won us the final. Yeah,
Because
is that bad, bro?
again, David Moyes has won a European trophy.
Yeah, he has.
He's won it with West Ham, the
Yeah,
Conference League.
exactly. So who am I to say that he would be able to win to have won us the Europa League?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's the evidence there, bro. The evidence is right there. So it's just a pity. But you know what? Look, that's a conversation for another
Yeah.
day.
But
He's a conversation for another day.
Outlook next week. We have Fulham.
Yeah,
We have Fulham. A game that honestly we should be able to win. If we're on full, because we're about to head form. Honestly, we should be able to win.
we should be able to win, but
Are
at the,
are we going to win? Probably not.
probably not. To be honest, probably not because with the Dorgu injury, I feel like the Dorgu injury is gonna impact us more than we think.
Oh, for sure. For sure, for
Pip,
sure, for sure.
pip, pip. Like from what I've been hearing, people are just saying, "Oh yeah, you know what? Just slot Cunha in, and we're gonna be fine." But people don't
It's
understand that
not the
that
same.
exactly,
It's not the same.
exactly. So
It's not the same. Let's look at Fulham. Let's look at Fulham's form. Lost one in the last 5. Lost against Leeds that 1-0. They drew to Chelsea, drew to Liverpool, won against Chelsea, won against Brighton, won against Middlesbrough in the cup. So they're on decent form. They're on decent form since the end of December. So we have us next. Their last lineup was, what was their lineup for last game? They had Leno, Robinson, Cuenca, Anderson, and Castagni as their 4. They played Iwobi in the DM, which I kind of get Iwobi playing in DM. United can abuse Iwobi in the DM if we Mano against Iwobi. That'll be fun. The one thing that I'm scared about, Harry Wilson and his injury time. I don't like that. If if
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
if I'm Carrick, I'll tell my players, hey, end this game before it gets to injury time. End the game before it gets into injury time.
So yeah, this is how they were looking for the last game, isn't it? So
Yeah, that's how they're looking against Brighton. So Raul Jimenez was up top. Emil Sissoko was playing in the 10. He was playing a little bit deeper against Brighton because as what's the manager, the Brighton manager's got his name.
Hertzler.
Yeah, Hertzler. He likes to sit back a little bit. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's not a low block per se. It's more like a mid. It's a mid block essentially. It's a mid block. Yeah, we can also have yeah, if we have what I'm trying to say here, we saw how that Brighton against United game went, right?
Yeah,
We know how he likes to set up in the mid block. Marco Silva likes to do the same thing. Marco Silva likes to do the same thing.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So But against Brighton, Smith Rowe played a little bit deeper. Raul Jimenez stayed up front a little bit, but Harry Wilson is a key player to play against.
He's been their player of the season so far.
So just by all means, stop Harry Wilson. It will be against Mainum will be a challenge. Well, not a challenge per se. I feel like Kobe wins that 10 out of 10, 6 out of 10 times against the Wobie. Because you're gonna see a midfield battle of Mainum and Casemiro again, bar anything happening during training.
Yeah, but you see now this is my worry because Wilson is over here, and Dorgu being here would have been perfect because Dorgu would have been tracking him all the way up and down every single minute.
It's not even tracking him. Dorgu would have been man marking him.
Exactly.
He would have been uptight against Wilson, making himself known, being an annoyance towards Wilson. Now he's gone. So now that job falls onto Shaw because whoever's playing that left wing spot will play as an inside forward.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is to kill the game before it even starts.
So just go strong, go hard at
go hard, go hard, go strong. What if I'm Manchester United manager? You know what I'm telling my players? Shoot at will. Shoot at will.
Just go for it.
Just shoot at will. Don't try to beat the keeper. Don't pass it. Shoot at will.
Is this something that you would be mad at now?
Bruno on the left now. I wouldn't be mad at that. That's around the same point that I came in during the stream. It was you talking about Bruno on the left wing. I wouldn't be mad at that because Cunha is a 10. I've seen him at Hertha Berlin. I've seen him at Atletico Madrid. I've seen him at Wolves. Him in that middle, going up and forth and Bumo, interchanging spots, them two shooting at will. That's what I want. You have a Madden Bruno that can create from both wings, whipping in crosses or playing it in. So you have two attackers in the middle that can shoot at will. And Bumo did that at Brentford. He did that at Brentford. Yeah. Cunha did the same thing at Wolves. So just them shooting at will will help us. It will help us massively.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't.
Defensive wise, I don't want Martinez. Defensively, I don't want Martinez.
Why is that?
Yes, I get it because I get Martinez has been good this past 2 games, but he's injury prone. Let's not beat around the bush. He's injury prone, and Fulham like to be physical. They like to be very physical.
Yeah.
So if I'd take him out. I'd keep Maguire there. You want either Heaven or Euro right next to Maguire because both of them can win aerial duels.
Okay. I hear it.
And we don't want what happened on set pieces against Arsenal. We don't want that to happen.
Of course. Absolutely.
So you need strong physical men that can give your goalkeeper some space. Because if I'm Marco Silva and watching film from my opponent's last game, they're gonna say, "Hey, let's try to recreate that. Let's become a nuisance inside the 6-yard box. Make Lamens very weary because he's been good during set pieces, but he's being crowded. The players are being physical. They were not giving him space. So I'd give Heaven or Euro a shout. Become physical. Go against. It's just there against set pieces. It'll just be there a mark against set pieces. Because that's another thing that we struggle on. That's the one thing we struggled on this season, and it's against set pieces, especially during corners.
Yeah. But you know what? The beauty is that that's one thing I was giving praise to Lamens for because he done it best in the last game against Arsenal. They were just lumping everything. They were just throwing everything,
Oh yeah,
crosses, long balls,
and he
everything.
was claiming
And
them.
he
He
was
claimed the film. He was claiming
yeah,
them.
yeah. He was just claiming them. He you could tell he made the back four feel secure and safe
Oh,
and just
for sure.
comfortable. No
Oh, for
pressure
sure.
at all.
That's the one thing about I love about Lamens. He's coming out to claim. When was the last time you saw a Manchester United goalkeeper claim a cross?
Yeah.
It was David De Gea. Where's De
Hmm.
Gea now? Fiorentina claiming crosses. So
Yeah.
it's great that we have Lamens. But again, I'm I love Martinez, but again, he's a bit injury prone. I don't want him to get injured, especially when the World Cup is coming around. I don't think Argentina wants him injured for the World Cup with another, what was it, Achilles or cruciate that he had that was out
Yeah.
for a long time. I wouldn't want him. I want him rotated or coming as an impact sub if anything happens. You play him in midfield, or play him as a DM, or play him as a center back because Martinez can't play as a DM. So against Fulham, I would start either Euro or having whoever's more comfortable as a left center back. If the Ligt was fit, I would put the Ligt there right next to Maguire.
Okay.
But he's not. So
Yeah, I mean, Europe tends to prefer playing off the left, and then Heaven is left-footed, so both of
so
them would work ideally. They both will work. It just depends on how we
that
feel.
it depends. But I wouldn't be mad if we came in with the same formation, the same team as last game. I wouldn't be mad. But that's just how I would set up tactically. I
No,
wouldn't.
bro. To be honest, I fully understand your logic. You're looking on the safe side. You're looking at the bigger picture. So
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that. Um, and man, I don't know how long the league is gonna be out for. I haven't not heard
Apparently,
anything from him.
apparently, let me check FootMob. Back early 20 February 2026. Apparently. So it could be
Oh, so possibly next couple of weeks.
next couple of weeks. Apparently. And it's a back injury.
Hmm.
It's a back injury. So maybe he can come. Maybe because who's our next game after Fulham? Tottenham,
Oh,
right? Tottenham, right?
yeah, Tottenham. Could be
Tottenham.
Tottenham, yeah.
Tottenham. Europa League final rematch. He should be back by then. He should be back by then. If not, West Ham.
Okay.
Because we play on a Saturday and then we play the Tuesday after. So it'll be
Okay.
a short time span. I want him back for that, either mainly for that West Ham game.
Whew. That's gonna be big. That is
Yeah,
gonna be big. If
that's gonna be a big game. Because remember, after the West Ham game, we have 2 weeks. We have 2 week
y-
off. 2 weeks off.
yeah, that's what I was gonna go on to. That I think we do have the break in between that
Yeah,
in between February. So
we have 2 weeks off in February from West Ham to Everton. That's 2 weeks off. That those are what two away games back to back.
that's not bad, to be honest. That is not bad at all, honestly.
Yeah. So so if we have Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham, Everton as our next 4 matches. 2 home, 2 away.
It's not the worst. Honestly, bro, with the way that we're going and those fixture lists ahead of us, I think
It's not bad.
by international break, I would be surprised if we're not in the top four, to be honest. If we're still having stayed in the top four by the end of
Yeah, I hope we stand again. Like I said earlier, I just want the ship to be steadied. If anything
yeah.
else is a bonus. Anything else is a
Mm,
bonus. Champions League bonus. Europa League bonus. Conference League, but it's European football, so bonus.
yeah, yeah,
Trophy to fight for.
yeah.
It's a trophy to fight for. And plus, we could be a team that could win all 3 European competitions.
Facts.
Right next to Chelsea.
Facts. Yeah, yeah, of course. I wouldn't be against that actually. Now that you mentioned it, fuck it. Why
Fuck it.
not?
Conference. You know what? And plus, if somehow, some way, we do get Conference League, we can rotate as much as we can.
Yeah.
We can give the youth out, hey, a little bit, hey, don't get me wrong, it's still a European competition. We're also trying to win, but also it gives the youngsters some experience in cup competitions, in European matches,
Fact. Yeah.
and in different types of weather. Because United could go on an away game in the middle of fucking Kyrgyzstan, and we can get some fucking experience there. We can, because the weather's different, players,
Yeah.
they play different, so it'll be an experience for us. Granted, the goal is for us to get Champions League. That's always the goal. Consistently qualify for Champions League.
Fact. Fact.
So, but I'll be happy with any cup competition because it gives us something to fight for.
Mm. No. Facts, bro. Straight up. Straight up. But you know what? Final question before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Uh, Um, obviously, the game against Fulham on the weekend. What's your score prediction, and what are you expecting from the game from both sides? What are you expecting from us to bring into the game, and from Fulham to what threats do you expect Fulham to pose to us, and what is your prediction for the game?
Harry Wilson is my main threat. Harry Wilson is my main threat. Harry Wilson, Raul Jimenez, and Owobi are my main threats. Sander Burge, not so much. Leno, he just go up against Leno, make sure Leno works, make sure he is working, make him tired,
Mm.
make him earn the saves. Anthony Robinson, I've seen a few USA matches because I live in the US.
Yeah,
He likes to bomb. He likes to make forward runs a lot. He likes to get forward a lot. So
yeah,
if we can contain him, Wilson, it just contain key aspects of the game and control the game, dominate the game, and we make sure we break down that mid block with a few tiki taka like we did against City. We have a good chance of winning because I've seen that. When I did the watch along with Richie and Larry the other day, our top six, like Larry said at the end of the match, our top six is our relegation. The top six is our relegation fodder. It's against the mid table / actual relegation teams that we struggle against the most.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's true.
we need to make sure to kill that narrative. Hey, whatever opponent we come up against, we can kill them. We can beat them,
Mm.
and it's a home match. So that match, that Old Trafford faithful will be behind us 100%. I have confidence in that 100%. Let's see what we can do. Let's kill the game before it even starts, and let's make sure this doesn't happen again. For the score prediction, 3-1 United. I'm not gonna say clean sheet.
Wow.
3-1 United. Again, if I'm Carrick, I tell my attacking shoot at will. I'm telling Bruno to create and shoot at will. And Bumo shoot at will. Ahmad, definitely let Ahmad shoot at will. Let Ahmad shoot at will. I'm telling
Cunha
Casemiro,
shoot at will, definitely.
Cunha shoot at will. We know what he did for the third goal against
Yeah.
Arsenal. Shoot at will. He's just shots at slots in the bottom right. Tell our midfielders, hey, contain, recycle possession. Find key passes in the middle of the park. If anything, find your options. Basically, I tell Manu, play a little bit further forward, since if Bruno goes out on the left, like we're thinking,
Yeah.
play a little bit further forward than you're used to,
Mm.
but still come back play as a box crasher. Crash the box. And tell Casemiro to come back deep, play the ball around like he used to back at Madrid, like he's done the past couple of games. He likes to distribute the ball, play it at feet, like he's always used to. So tell Casemiro to just do what he does best.
Right.
Fullbacks help. help the team as much as you can. Center back, stay composed, and linemen do whatever you can.
Okay.
Goal scorers. Mbumo brace. Cunha scores. Bruno assist. Ahmad assist, and then Raul Jimenez for Fulham. It'll be some jammy ass goal. Like
Yeah,
Breeze.
probably. You just
It'll be
know it.
some. He likes to be there. Jammy ass
You just
goal for
know it.
Fulham. I hope we make it 3 wins in a row. Um, we cut the lead. I mean, every time I see the league standings, I'm seeing them 3 fucking draws that we had beforehand. What was it? Leeds.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was. I think West Forest, West Ham, Leeds. I'm not sure in what order, but we. Yeah,
It was Burnley, Leeds, and then Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves.
Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves.
Yeah.
And I feel like I remember we drew to West Ham in and around that time frame as well.
Yeah, we
Maybe.
did. We drew to West Ham. We beat Wolves 4-1. We drew Bournemouth 4-4. We should have won that game.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
We should have won that game. The Villa game, I wasn't too iffy. We probably could have lost that because Villa have been on form. They've been in incredible form.
Yeah.
So it's those 5 draws. If we would have won 1-0 against West Ham, we didn't concede that last one on Bournemouth.
But yeah, bro, to be honest, if you look, like, we have it there. If you look at the table there, we have the same amount of losses as Arsenal and City, or maybe just one more.
No,
And it's the draws that has been screwing us, bro.
Arsenal have 2 less losses than us. We're tied on losses with City and Villa.
It's the draws that has actually been screwing us when you look at it that way.
It's the draw. It's again, like we haven't had the ability to kill games before they start.
Yeah.
Again, that's what I'm telling you. We need to kill games. Manchester United, way back when, how we used to win a lot. We used to kill games before they even started.
Yeah, of course.
We need that killer mentality back. We need to make opposition afraid of us again.
Yeah.
That Bournemouth game, we made Bournemouth afraid of us. Yet, we still drew 4-4 because of some stupid ass goal we've conceded.
Facts. But anyways, people, you heard the man. You heard the prediction. 3-1, big win, big statement, 3 in a row. Potentially could get the 5 wins in a row.
But for the guy who
yeah, exactly. That's my thinking. So I guess we just have to wait and see. Only time will tell. I don't know what time the game is on, but
Sunday 9 a.m. kickoff for me, so +5.
Okay, so yeah, it could be half four, 2 o'clock.
No, yeah, it's a 2 o'clock kickoff.
2 o'clock kickoff. Okay, so I don't know if you gonna be around.
Yeah, I can change my work schedule and I can be up for the watch along. I can change my work schedule.
Okay, yeah. So
I have no issues.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, we will be talking anyways.
We'll talk anyway before this. I can change my schedule.
Yeah.
I have no problem.
I'm hoping. I think I'll try to get a watch along for that game.
Yeah.
And then try to get you on it as well, so we can.
Yeah, of course.
We can hop on it together, but
of course we will be doing. I think we shall be doing a watch along for the Tottenham game, the United Tottenham game.
Oh yeah, the Tottenham game. That's the next week.
That's the next week. That's on the 7th. That's on
a Saturday.
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
Is that an early kickoff game?
That is a very early kickoff game. That's a 12:30 kickoff game for you guys. That's a 7 a.m.
Interesting. Okay.
That's get your ass up at 6 a.m. and get ready for this fucking match.
Yeah, that is a game I'd like to do, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would just need to just have a look at my schedule as well and see.
Yeah, anything we'll just iron it out. Maybe we'll get Larry. Maybe we'll get Richie for a hate watch. They'll probably be hate watching, but we'll come up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. But but yeah, people, look, this is the end of the stream. We're almost hitting 2 hours. I don't know how crazy, but
Crazy man. It's when you always have a co-host that knows what they're talking about, and they at time because you texted me, hey, I'm gonna be on for a few minutes. That
yeah,
was that was 5 minutes before you got off. And then we pushed it to an extra hour.
yeah, crazy, crazy.
Crazy
That's
man.
that's that's what Man United does to you, huh?
Hey
Just
man.
therapy upon therapy. But
Exactly.
but yeah, people, like you heard. Anyways, we should be back here on we should be back here on the Sunday
Yeah.
for the watch along. If not, if we're back here anytime before Friday, we will just keep you updated on the socials. But yeah, Santi, is there anything you want to drop? Your socials? Anything you want to drop from your
Uh
side? Maybe.
Twitch.tv, Lasanti Claus, Instagram, Lasanti Claus. Hey, I'm starting. I'm hoping to start streaming again soon. I've been busy with work, university. I'm hopefully doing something on Saturday, Sunday. Depends. I'm defo live on Friday. I'm defo live on Friday. Friday nights. Friday nights. U.S. time. U.S. time. So
Okay. All right. You heard the man, people. You heard the man. In regards to us, if you're looking for any updates, the socials are right
check the
there, right at the
socials
bottom. Socials are right there at the
right
bottom.
there, man.
Twitter, X, X,
Instagram.
Insta, Spotify, TikTok, you name it. Right there at the bottom, you can
Yeah,
go
man.
follow. You can go keep up with any updates that we have in regards to content.
Yeah.
Um,
I've,
but
I've been
yeah,
I've been speaking to Richie and I've been speaking to Larry. Uh,
okay.
Be on the lookout. World Cup. Be on the lookout. There,
Oh,
there,
don't worry
there's
about that, bro.
there's content coming. World Cup, guys. There's World Cup content coming.
Oh, that's guaranteed, people. That
World Cup.
World Cup
Hey,
content is coming.
I'm gonna be talking about you about setting my own little episodic thing about the MLS. So I will talk to you after this ends.
Wait, what's that?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to you guys after this ends. I'll
Yeah,
speak to you after stream. I'll speak to you after
yeah.
stream.
All right. Anyways, people, we're gonna cut it. Anyways, we shall see you soon.
So,
Have a good one. Peace.
peace.